Okay, so here we are. I don't know what to say now.
Hi is usually what you say.
Hi.
Hello.
So we're gonna do a joint Meet the Mun video. So this is it. Hi, I'm Hughes Mun.
And I'm Riza Mun. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Where do we start?
I don't even know. This is Texas Tech.
Oh yeah. So this is my college. You can see this student union is behind me. This is a library. This is a really sucky angle. That's a tree.
That's a very big tree. The library's pretty and it's big.
We did actually, I got a question asking me what my favorite spot on campus was, so we're probably going to end up going to see that in a minute, eventually. But I figured we may as well start with introductions, so that's pretty much what we're doing.
So when we asked for a bunch of questions, I was kind of impressed. I'm just gonna, this is my list.
And this is mine. It's really hard. There we go. Okay.
Yeah. Y'all did really good.
Yeah, we got a ton of stuff to answer, and so
it's gonna be a lot of fun. Basically, we're just gonna talk and have fun and
move around a bit.
And act out some stuff, and apparently we're gonna be singing.
Yeah, someone asked each of us to sing a song and then us to do a duet.
So that's gonna be fun. And then different places and showing stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, so welcome to the Meet the Mun video.
Yes. Okay.
Do you want to start with the questions?
May as well, yeah, here.
Okay, so
hand the...
excuse a little bit of handy-dandy camcordery stuff.
Yes. Riza is now the cameraman.
Dear me.
I am not afraid of you.
I'm shooting.
Ha 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 ha. Shut up. Alright. So, I guess the first question that I got was, how did we meet?
And who's this one from?
This is Colonel in Blue.
Okay.
So...
we got this question from a lot of people, though.
Yeah, we got it from at least 3 different people. This seems to be a everybody wants to know how we met. Quite literally, she shot me.
Through the heart.
Yeah. Anime Fest, which is an anime convention in Dallas, 2011. I am there as Spirit Albarn, who is another of my muses, with a friend cosplaying Stein, and we enter together as a single chess piece.
In cosplay chess, which is one of our favorite games, we never miss it. If you get a chance at an anime convention to go to a cosplay chess game, go.
Yeah, it's a great show. It's great fun to be in it. But Riza Mun was there with a Roy, and they'd entered as a piece, I believe.
We were a bishop and y'all were a knight, if I remember right.
Yeah. So you know the game is playing, and we haven't really, my piece hadn't really moved, and Riza and Roy get called to take Stein and Spirit. So Spirit, who has been keeping Stein in control and making sure he doesn't go crazy throughout the whole game, just kind of lets go, and Stein turns on Roy, who takes care of him. Meanwhile, Riza turns and shoots me across the board. And I fall over dead. That is how we met. I later saw her again when we went to the cosplay dating game, where she had about 15 bajillion guns.
There were only 5.
Only, she says. At which point I dubbed her Epic Riza. And then we ran into each other again at A-Fest the next year. We didn't see each other again, the entire year.
Except for a little bit on Facebook, but it wasn't really in much interaction at all. I think we friended each other.
No, we didn't even trade names.
We didn't? Oh, okay.
Then we the Soul Eater photo shoot at A-Fest 2012 is when we officially met and went, "Hi, I'm Katie. Hi, I'm Rina."
Oh wait, you were the...
You're the Riza! Yeah, it was a mutual fangirling, because apparently my Spirit and our mutual friend Stein is what got her into Soul Eater to begin with. So mutual fangirling. It was like, oh, it's you. So that's how we met. She shot me.
Literally.
Quite literally. What got us, actually, this was for both of us.
Oh, do we both need to answer this one then?
What got us into role-playing, particularly our muses?
I'll let you start that one and then I'll answer it.
Yeah. This one, again, is Colonel in Blue. Though we did get this question in variations from quite a few people. What got me into role-playing was when I was little, I used to watch my mother back when the internet wasn't quite a thing and you still had to dial up to individual servers, and she would go and she would play like an RPG online, and I'd sit there and watch her. And I'd always played pretend as a kid, and it just kind of spiraled into the old Yahoo groups when I was like 12. So you're talking 1997, 98. And just started playing around and playing pretend, and it just snowballed. And I've been doing it ever since. But it's just an extension of playing pretend like I used to do as a kid. What got me into Hughes specifically, I honestly couldn't tell you at this point. I don't remember. He was just one of my favorite characters, and when we were talking about cosplaying, Riza Mun and myself, another friend of ours, was like, well, we've got a Riza. So I already knew I wanted to cosplay Roy and Hughes at some point. But then our friend piped up with, I cosplay Roy. So I was like, oh, well, okay, that solves that problem. So I ended up as Hughes. Basically, the character chose me. And apparently, it just kind of stuck, as you can see. So I guess that's my answer, if that makes any sense at all. Stop laughing at me.
I'm always laughing at you.
Stop laughing at me.
Make me.
It's your turn. Give me the camera.
All right.
Uh-huh. All right. Your turn.
All right,
Go.
same questions. I started role-playing through text via the arwinundomiel.com message boards. They had one of those little fast-paced scrolling chats, and I just jumped in there, made a character, and had fun and went. And I've just been RPing ever since via a lot of Lord of the Rings message boards, forums. Kind of took a break from it for a couple of years, and then Tumblr role-playing started up last year when Ryan and I looked at each other and went, you do like paragraph written role-play. I'm sorry, what? And then it was exciting and wonderful, and yes. So I've been RPing since I was like 14.
12.
Which was about at the same time.
Yeah.
Pretty much. No, wait, that would have been reversed. So you get like 4 years on me.
Yep.
Anyway. I didn't have internet. So, but yeah, anyway. Riza. I got started role-playing Riza because of cosplay.
This is her normal hairstyle, folks.
I need to cut it and dye it. It will be cut and dyed and fixed for Akon, I promise. My roots are showing. I'm brunette, I'm not blonde. When I first watched FMA, I knew I wanted to cosplay Riza. This was before I started cosplaying. I knew Riza was going to be too much of a task. So I started off with Ed. And then quickly switched to Riza. Dyed and styled my hair and started cosplaying Riza. Cosplayed her for the first time at Anime Fest. That was my first time premiering her at a convention. It was also my first overnight convention, Anime Fest 11.
Yeah, so at her the premiere of her cosplay, she gets dubbed Epic Riza.
And it was a sad cosplay too.
I have pictures.
It was homemade. It was made with ribbons, and my jacket was pathetic.
I have pictures. I will share them with people.
My icon is actually a picture of that original cosplay. There's a reason that it's in the dark. You can't tell that it's not a bot because it's dark. I really liked that photo shoot though, so I kept it. And I've been cosplaying Riza since July of 2011 because I took it to a couple of little short meetups as a test. That thing was held together with safety pins. I still have it because eventually I'm going to make Zombified Riza Hawkeye or Zombie Hunter Riza Hawkeye, one or the other. And I'm going to recycle that old junky uniform. But anyway, when we started doing Tumblr roleplay, it was kind of an obvious thing for me. Was, oh yeah, I'm going to cosplay, I'm going to RP as Riza. I already cosplay as her. I already talk like her. I already look like her. Of course I'm going to RP as her. So that's the answer to that question. I guess I'll pull out a couple of mine though. My first one is actually a shout out from Winnie Rockbell. Hi Winnie. Shout out for loving Mushishi, because
So do I.
who doesn't love Mushishi? How can you not love if you have not seen Mushishi? YouTube has it. They've got, I think, 2 or 3 dubbed and the rest are subbed. I think Netflix has it still. Mushishi is worth watching. It's quiet. The art and music is amazing.
Gorgeous.
Take your time. Don't expect it to be something like FMA. It's not. It's polar opposite. Beautiful story. Each little story can be considered a mini story in and of itself. Take your time. Watch it. Enjoy it. Orange Kitty Kita sent me this beautiful little message. Hello again. How are you today? I'm doing fantastic. I'm with my best friend, and it's been raining, and yet it's like not raining, and this is weird because desert. I don't know if it's possible, but could you show a picture of your horse in the video? It would be cool. I love horses, so when I found out you ride horses, it just made me smile, and she sent me some smiley faces and stuff. And my mother is texting me. I will talk to my mother in a minute. I'm finding a picture of my horse. Because yes, I will definitely show you a picture of my horse on my phone. If I can turn the brightness up, because my phone is old, and yeah.
Really don't think that's how electronics work.
Magic. It's always how electronics work. Didn't you know that? Let's see here. This is a cute one. This is him in his winter jacket. Christmas, not last year, but the year before. Can we see that?
Yes.
That's my horse.
That would be Reno.
That's Reno. Reno is if Havoc were a horse. That would be his personality. Spaz attack.
Mom, food goes here.
Yeah.
Food goes here.
Can you put the food in my bowl? My bowl's right there. This is my food. This is my bowl. Right here, please. Thank you. Yeah. And here's me on him. He's a big boy. He is 16 hands tall for anybody who knows horse language. If you don't know horse language, he's about 5'4" at the top of the shoulder, highest point on his back. So not his head. His head stands about 8.5 to 9 feet tall. He's a big boy. His actual head is this big. He's massive. I love him to bits. I joke that he's my equine boyfriend. There's reasons.
Or the horse equivalent of Black Hayate.
Yeah, that too. And this is for both of us, so we'll get
right.
back to you. These are my Anons. Hi, Anons. When you first started RPing, what were some troubles that you ran into? And was it hard to choose a muse? When I first started RPing, troubles I ran into were the fact that I was very well aware that I was writing an OC that was a Mary Sue. Even at age 13, 14, 15, I was already aware of what a Mary Sue was and tried to stray away from it, but it's hard when you're doing little chat-based RP. When I started role-playing on Tumblr, an issue I ran into was the fact that, hi, I RP Riza Hawkeye. So do 16 other people. Notice me, senpai! Notice me! I'm over here. Okay, fine, I'll sit in my corner. Was it hard to choose a muse? No. Characters come very easily to me.
Plus, she is Riza Hawkeye. Seriously, look at the hair. Look at it. She even does the face palm. It's brilliant. Right there.
Give me the camera.
Why do I...
Answer the question.
It's your turn.
When I very first started role-playing, probably the trouble I had was nailing down the characters that I was playing because they were all original characters. I went from Yahoo Groups, which was kind of a text-based paragraph format to chat room role plays in the old Yahoo chat rooms, and then to IRC, and then to tabletop, and then back to message boards. So it's been a kind of a leapfrog course. A good portion of the troubles I've had have been, especially with my Spirit blog, just getting people to actually play and notice. It's like, hi, I'm over here. I don't actually cater to the ridiculousness and silly that most people see in this character, because I actually look at the character and go, that's not all there is to him. Kind of like what I did with Hughes. That's kind of a sore point with me, so I'll just stop talking about that right now. Choosing a muse, it's only an issue with me if I have multiple muses for a given verse. As an example, FMA was pretty easy because I just had Hughes. That's my FMA. That's it. That's done. Soul Eater, same thing. Just I had the one muse, just done. Get me into Tolkien. I have Aragorn, Faramir, my OC. I could probably do Éowyn, Merry and or Pippin. Who do I choose to play? So picking a muse is not very difficult because I can usually get in, as long as I can find a way to sympathize with a character, I can usually at least somewhat get into their mind space, and that's what I have to do to play. So I don't guess go away. Don't guess I have that much of an issue. My first Anon was for kind of both of us, but it's like, do I believe in ghosts? Yeah. Met them. Aliens? I believe that there's a possibility, very small, perhaps, simply because the universe is far too large for a planet like this to not have developed somewhere else. The only question is, did life develop on it? We don't know. We don't have any way to know. Do I care? Not really. Also, Yoda or Darth Vader. Really? Really? If Darth Vader I choose, silly I am. Though I do like Vader, if only for James Earl Jones, I gotta go with Yoda, because a little green Muppet that can kick Christopher Lee's ass? Yes, please. And that actually leads into the second Anon, which is, what is my favorite place on campus? So as we walk to my favorite place on campus, I'm going to let Riza Mun answer some more questions.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Here we go. Look, this is part of my campus. Yay!
I'm gonna walk very stiffly for a moment because I'm an old crotchety lady.
Bullshit. Crotchety, yes. Old, not so much.
All right. What is our opinion on OCs? I could read out the really long, awesome essay that Rhina wrote on OCs. I'm basically going to sum it up. My opinion on OCs is, if you write an OC, great. Make it real. I despise Mary Sue's. There are tests to take for Mary Sue's. The Mary Sue litmus test. Look it up. Take it. With OCs, the hardest part is finding a way to bring them into a canon universe. Don't, unless you are very, very good at figuring out a story, why, don't have them be related to a canon character.
Ever. That is one of the hugest mistakes that new role players make, is I want to be related to character X. I want to be Edward Elric's little sister. I want to be Roy's, daughter.
Niece, whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah. If you're going to have them be related, come up with a reason why they're not in the story, why their presence doesn't change the main character. And if you're going to have them be related to a main character or a minor character, if you are playing with someone that is that character you're related to, talk to the Mun first.
Always ask. I have a Soul Eater OC, this is me, who is related to Spirit Albarn. Now, when I created this OC, I created him around my take of the character. I never intended this OC to interact with any other Mun's take of Spirit Albarn, ever.
And that's where we ran into issues.
That's kind of where we ran into issues with Asger, because...
I've seen your mouth. It was a very nice view of your mouth.
Shut up.
Give me this.
Hold on. Technical difficulties.
Oh, jeez. You should not do parkour. That is not a safe thing for you to do.
You think I care?
Yes?
Asger is Spirit's older brother. And the way I worked him into the series is he is about 3 years older than Spirit. Before Spirit and Kami got together, Asger was Kami's weapon. Spirit was Stein's weapon. This didn't change anything at all.
By the way, just so y'all know, I play Kami, so my take on Kami was the take that we got for Asger and Kami together.
Yeah. That being said, you had Spirit and Stein, Kami and Asger. Nothing changed from canon. They go on a mission. Asger is this close to making death size. They're fighting a witch. And something goes wrong. Asger ends up basically pulling a Tony Stark in Avengers, doing the sacrifice play to make sure everybody else gets out okay. Spirit and Kami and Stein, who were the only other ones there, think he's dead. In fact, I'd originally written that he died, and that was the end of it.
Hence why he didn't appear in canon.
Hence why he's not in canon. Spirit never talks about him because it hurts. It's painful. That's his only family. Because Spirit and Az left what family they had and came to Death City. They don't have anyone else. So Spirit puts all of his focus on Kami and later Maka. Asger's death is what ends up drawing Spirit and Kami together. And then when Kami finds out what happened, what Stein was doing, she's like, hell no, and takes, and they become partners.
All that being said, the point of it being, when you create a canon-related OC, you want to take the time to make sure that it fits in with the canon. Now, we brought Asger back, but what we did is we made sure that it still fit with the way canon story went.
Because I ended up bringing him back and giving him amnesia. Trauma-based amnesia. Part of it is PTSD, because why wouldn't you have that? You nearly died. And then he spends the better part of 15, 20 years wandering, trying to figure out who he is, where he's going, where he needs to be, because he knows there's something that he needs to do. He just doesn't know what it is. Finally manages to make it back to Death City, and I originally had it post-anime, so that, that all happened. He comes back, he doesn't know he has a niece, he finds out that he has a brother.
Doesn't know that Kami and Spirit were ever married or divorced.
So, bringing him back that way doesn't change anything about the canonverse, but still makes the character interesting, and also gives me a chance to develop relationships with other Muns, because if I end up playing him with another Spirit, which I did, he doesn't remember anything about his brother, so he has to get to know him. So it's basically like taking an OC and building the relationship with the canon character from ground one.
Now, the fun for y'all, because most of you who are watching this are going to be seeing the FMA verse, the fun for y'all with all this is the fact that we are taking these characters and bringing them into the FMA verse sometime in the very near future. There's a fun little hint for you. Have fun with that.
Yeah, we're working on it. So I'm going to take this back now.
Okay.
All right.
That all being said, the way we feel about OCs is if they're related to canon, make it believable and make sure that it's not story changing. If they're not related to a canon character, fantastic. Have a great time with it. Just make sure they're not Mary Sue.
And as Katie said, I do have a few pet peeves that I actually did write about on my personal. One of them is get the name right.
Yes. If it's from a country where a Japanese sounding name is not going to come up, like a Mistress. A Mistress does not have Japanese sounding names. Don't pick a Japanese sounding name. If it's coming from Jing, yeah, have a Chinese sounding name. Mei Cheng, Ling Yao, Lan Fan, Fu. It makes sense. If you're picking the country, pick the name.
If you really, really, really want to have that Oriental name, come up with a good backstory as to why. For Hughes' backstory and for my AU where he lives, I developed an OC named Martin Abbey, who was an alchestrist. Well, alchemy, being from Jing, made it that he either had to be from Jing himself or be part Jingese. So his mother is Jingese.
He does have a blog, by the way, Just a Simple Doctor. He's played by Rhina's younger sister. Make sure you go check it out. He's not very active because we bring him in when we need him for the stories.
Yeah.
He's great, a lot of fun, very snarky little guy.
Oh, he's a sweetheart, but he also does have, because his father is a Mestrian, he has a very Mestrian name, Martin Abbey. His middle name is Mei Shun. Because he's half Jingese.
He's got the half Jingese name. So that's the way you do names. Anyway, there's a huge long article. We can link you to it if you want to see it. It's on her personal blog.
All right.
So are we at the fountain that
Yes.
you were talking about? All right, let's go.
Now, this is called the Hands Fountain. And this is one of my favorite places at Tech Campus just for the artistry of it. As we get closer, you'll see it's actually a pair of hands, thus the Hands Fountain, but they're holding a bunch of letters. Now, I have seen this when it's gotten cold enough to freeze, and the water has actually frozen as a waterfall. This is the Hands Fountain. And it is one of my absolute favorite places just because it's very pretty and I really, really like the way that the water sounds. And somewhere around here there's actually a little plaque that gives you the name of it. We call it the Hands Fountain because that's what it's called. That's what it looks like. But it's actually supposed to be called Headwaters. So this is my favorite place on Tech Campus, aside from the library. This, by the way, right here, is the foreign language building. That is where I learned Japanese.